Disney reports earnings after the bell on Wednesday. Investors will be keeping an eye on the parks and experiences business. There's growing concern about demand amid high inflationary cost pressures, along with the future of the streaming business and plans to take ESPN fully over the top as a direct-to-consumer service. For more on this, we turn to Lee Cockerel. Lee is a former executive vice president of operations for the Walt Disney World Resort, and still with us is Yahoo Finance's Canal, which is her wheelhouse as well. So, Lee, thanks so much for joining us. Let's start big picture. Let's start with Iger and Bob Iger with his return and what he's doing. I mean, he's made a lot of cost cuts and tried to, streamline Disney. What's your take on where Iger is with righting the ship, if you will?
Well, Iger was there when I was there, and then I've been retired for some time, and I heard a lot of things when Chapek was there, and I heard a lot of cheering when Bob came back. And I live 6 miles from Disney World, and so I get a lot of feedback about how excited people are to have him back. And he's got a special way of working. He knows the customers and the employees, the cast members know everything you need to know. And I think he's opened up the allowing the park executives to make decisions instead of being held back. So it's pretty positive, so same old story. He creates the right culture, and people like him, and they trust him, and he gets involved in a positive way. So it should be good.
But Lee, what comes after Iger? Because we saw the board extend his contract by another 2 years. It was also interesting to see Tom Staggs, Kevin Meyer, former Disney employees come back on as strategic advisors for some of the problems that Disney is going through, like trying to take ESPN fully over the top. What do you make of the leadership outlook moving forward for Disney? Because that has been a concern for investors.
Yeah, if we could guess what that's going to be, I would place the bets on it. But I don't know. I think, maybe it's going to be one of the guys he's bringing back, or that's a big challenge at Disney. It always has been for years, because Michael Eisner and then Bob stayed there for long, many years, and didn't turn over like a lot of executives do these days. So they were steady and long term, and it's a different product. We have Disney World is the only part of Disney and the parks that have real guests. The rest is all movies and retail, and it takes some talent to be able to do all of that and to lead that effort. Bob set a good example, but I don't know what the plan will be to get him replaced. I guess that's why he got extended again for another few years, besides the 2 years he committed to. So I'm sure they're all busy trying to figure it out.
And I want to ask you about the parks in particular, especially when you think of just the cost in general and pressures that some consumers have, and what we're seeing with regard to consumer spending. And consumers have been spending on experiences. Is there any cause for concern about how much strength the parks will continue to have for Disney?
Yeah, I think the cost thing's always been an issue. Every year it's an issue for the last 25 years. I think that's on every product from any company that raises prices. There's a lot of attention to it. And of course, Disney is especially in the spotlight when they have a price hike. But I don't think the price will be an issue. They'll feature packages. They'll find ways. They've just done a big annual pass holders program in Orlando, and the results were unbelievable. The number of people came back out and bought their annual passes. They're changing a lot of the rules to simplify the experience for guests. Now that I would say that Josh DeMero and Jeff Volley, who runs Disney World, have the authority to do that. So you're going to see a lot of changes coming, I think, in January, with eliminating this reservation system, the meal plans coming back, which saves families money, reservation requirements, all of those kinds of things. You're going to see a lot of things going back to the way they were before Mr. Chapek was in place.
And Lee, what about Bob Iger's current battle with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis? Do you think that's had any impact on park attendance? Last time you were with us, you said CEOs cannot ride the fence on political issues anymore. Do you still stand by that?
Well, I think it's tricky. I mean, how do I think Disney is doing the right thing. And I think, if you lose the culture and you lose the trust of your employees, it's even more slippery. Because what makes Disney World is the cast members. I mean, people will tell you out of the thousands of people we hear from every year at Disney World, they always talk about how great the cast is, the employees, how well they treat them, the empathy. So, yeah, as we know, many companies are going through this right now. It's a tightrope, and I don't think that the DeSantis issue is going to be a big one. I think that will fade off into the sunset. Every kid, I could go do a survey with children. I can't find any children who don't want to go to Disney World. So it's always the parents are the problem. Parents are always complaining. Kids are happy as a lark. Kids are happy if they just go to the water fountain. So, so far it's 100% kids want to go there. So we'll see how long this. I hate to say it, but all the reports, there's a lot of people that like to write bad things about things when things are not going well for a company. And so I would take all of this press with a grain of salt it's not the end of the world. And Disney's about to come up next year to start celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Well, that will indeed be big. And to your point about Disney, definitely the kids, because my son says his favorite vacation, it's a little bit of a tie for different reasons, but his best vacation, he said, was last year. We went to California. We went to Disneyland. There you go. I did like it better than I expected because I've been to Disney World once before. It was overwhelming for me as a parent. So, yes. Yeah. All right.
Did you like seeing him be happy?
I did. I love that. So, yes, would I go again? Yes. So we will have to leave it there, though. I appreciate your time. Love your Mickey in the background. Disney EVP Lee Cockerel. Thank you so much. And, of course, thanks to Alexandra Canal.